grooving along to it. Denver Grainger-Barras, Hawthorn superstar defender, mate. He's back on the show. How are you?
Good, thanks, guys. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Oh, Denver, mate. Absolutely pumped to have you back on, mate. What's been up lately? What have you been doing over the last few months?
Not much, mate. Pre-season's ending, which is a beauty. So plenty of footy matches starting up, intra-clubs, match sim training. So it's far more enjoyable than the pre-season. So it's just good to be back into that.
Yeah, all right, beautiful, mate, beautiful. And our Harper, our little editing man, he's got a little snippet from our last episode. Now, I won't give you too much context, but I think the preceding question is number 38, how you feel about it. Harper, play.
My locker is right here, so it's right on the corner, so it's passable. Like, you could definitely hold on to it for career lengths. Yeah, there's a few numbers, like, if they popped up eventually, like, I wouldn't mind jumping into, but I don't believe in the I don't know what you call it, superstition of wearing the same number in every game you play. So if they can't move me down, then no worries. I'll stick fat and stay with 38 and hopefully turn it into something great.
Now, Harper, there's a bit of mixed messages there, but I think that last little bit, stick fat, what does that make you think of?
That makes me think he'd be sticking with number 38 this year, which he hasn't. Lockie, he's moved to number 24. What do you make of that, my friend?
Oh, mate, I'm not too sure. I think we better ask the man himself, Denver, who's just done a complete 180, complete backflip to number 24. I mean, can you explain yourself, please? Because Harper and I were big on our numbers on the show. I think Harper actually just brought a number 38 Hawthorn jumper a few months ago, and now he's got to return it.
I invested big, mate.
Now he's got to return it.
No way. If that is true, I will get you a 24 jumper. I mentioned that I don't believe in the superstition of playing with the same number from like juniors and stuff like that, and I've never played with 24. But yeah, the opportunity arose to move down in the locker room, be around some good senior players. It's also right in the centre of the locker room, number 24. And you can't ignore the history. Some of the greats that have worn 24. You don't have to look past Strato, ex-captain of Hawthorn. So I thought when I was asked to honour the jumper, I thought it'd be rude to not say yes.
Yeah, I like it. So real estate came into the decision-making behind the number change.
Absolutely. You got to look at all the... you got to look at everything. You really look into it. So it was the first thing I looked at was, exactly the property value and things like that to make sure that I'd be in good stead. So, I thought I'd jump ship.
Mate, I got to say, when I edited that little clip together, I cut out a solid minute of you telling us about the whole, how the locker room works. You gave us a little diagram of it at the time. So
it's a podcast as well. I should realise it.
Yeah, exactly. I said we'd release it on YouTube so people could see, but we didn't end up doing that. We might do it for this one. I hope people are checking it out so everyone could see Denver's little hand movements there. But tell us, who have you got to your left and to your right this year at number 24, Denver?
On my right, I've got Josh Ward. So I don't know if you guys know much about Wardy, but he's a new draft pick the Hawks have got. We picked him up at number 7, so he couldn't quite beat me. I was picked 6, so I told him I'd rather he beat me at 5 or something like that, take a bit of the pressure off. But no, so I've got Wardy on my right, it's good to get to know some young talent. And then I've got Jacob Kazitsky on my left. So he is an up-and-coming forward. He's a star. He's a great guy. So I've got a good couple of locker buddies.
And has anyone taken up the mantle of the number 38 jumper?
No, it's empty this year. I'm thinking they're going to retire it, to be honest.
That's exactly what I was thinking,
I think they're going to retire it. Like, a greatness last year, 5 games was probably hard to beat for anyone coming in. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think they've left it empty for a reason. They probably think there's a curse on it.
Nah, it's a heavy number. A lot of responsibility following yourself, Denver. But I'm sure, hopefully, that somebody else will be up for it. It'll probably be the first round pick next year. I think 38. They'll all be coming for it. To be honest, with your permission, of course. Though.
Of course, I'll have to come through me first.
But look, we don't just want to be talking about jumper numbers the whole time, mate. I want to learn a little bit more about your preseason. So last time we spoke, you were getting through. I think you might have had allergic reaction to the cat at the house, but you're over in WA. And so when did you come back? Did you spend your Christmas over in Melbourne, or did you wait until as late as possible before making the trek over the Nullarbor?
Yeah, I spent a good couple of months back home. Had to do the quarantine back then, 2 weeks quarantine, so smashed that out. Was super productive, really enjoyed it, to be honest, and then got stuck into pre-season training while we were at home. And then, so I got a good couple months in, did a little bit of travelling, and then made the decision to come back over to Hawks. So get a good 6 weeks. It was block in before the Christmas break. With new coach and everything, I thought it'd be the best idea to sort of get over it, get a head start on game plans and things like that. So it was a bit of a no-brainer. It was unfortunate I couldn't get back for Christmas, but that's the way things panned out. But I'm really happy with the block I got in pre-Christmas, and then it gave me the ability to really launch when I came back post-Christmas.
And you've been telling us your partner's been over recently, but she still lives in WA, right? So we're very interested in this kind of stuff, all the off-field matters in your life, Denver. How do you keep that relationship going when she's in Perth and you're in Melbourne?
Also, just quickly,
Abby.
I think you mentioned Harper. You said he told us. He hasn't been telling us anything. You've just been looking at his Instagram, keeping yourself informed. Don't try and play it off.
Hey, mate, I will honestly say that Denver told me that in the Instagram DMs when we were trying to sort out time. I haven't been doing any stalking in the Instagram. Haven't had that much time to do prep, but I would have if I could have.
No, absolutely. Yeah, Abby's my partner. She's a gem. She's studying nursing back in WA, so she's in her last year now. We had our 2-year anniversary couple in February. I should know that. February 22nd. It's actually a good one, lads. I asked Abby to be my girlfriend on the 22nd of the 2nd, 2020. So it's easy for me to remember, 22022020. So I've got that on lock. So she came over about a week ago, and we just had a good little chill time together. We only had a week together, so we just sort of went out to dinner most nights and just enjoyed each other's company. And then she had to go home, sadly, but it looks like at the end of the year she'll move over with me. So it's really exciting times ahead.
Yeah, definitely. But, mate, just quickly on the anniversary, we actually had a guest who actually forgot his anniversary with his partner, so don't be too harsh on yourself forgetting momentarily. But, mate, that sounds like you ever had a beautiful little week, little rest, and now
just quickly,
heading into the season.
I got to ask, you said you were celebrating your second anniversary was it the 22nd or the 2nd of February 2022? Do you remember what you were doing at 2:22 p.m. that day on that special occasion?
I think I actually remember. There was something else that was really funny about that day. I can't remember. No, I can't remember. I was probably doing something related to
Harper,
something.
have you been looking at Denver's Instagram again? Do you know?
Yeah.
What happened?
Look,
give me the inside scoop. I don't even know.
I've got no idea. I was just wondering. But Lockie, I believe you got something to ask there.
Yeah, so I guess talking a little bit, so obviously this was your second pre-season, your second anniversary with your girl partner, obviously, but second pre-season. What's it been like? Because I'm sure they sort of just unleash you in your second pre-season. They're not holding you back anymore. You're doing all the sessions. How tough has it been for you?
Yeah, it was a good struggle early on. I'm not the fittest bloke ever. Like aerobic fitness has always been something I've struggled with. So coming into pre-season is always pretty daunting, but I just sort of tried to focus on what I could control. So once we got a little later into pre-season, we're doing a lot more game-style drills where I feel like I can really bring my strengths. So I just sort of tried to focus on that coming up while still trying to get a good fitness base to give myself the best opportunity this year.
And you signed a new contract, 2-year deal, another 2 number there over the off season as well. Tell us, why did the coaches give you that? Why had you earned that?
Yeah, I think it's it took a bit of time. So we started contract negotiations about halfway through last year, right when I was coming back from my knee injury. So they sort of started the conversations, and they were a bit stagnant, but it was pretty clear that the Hawks wanted to get the signing out of the way before round 1. So, it's a bit of a no-brainer for me. I'm a pretty loyal person, and to see Hawks give me the opportunity first and foremost through the draft, I absolutely owed them another 2 years and even further on from that. But yeah, I just really appreciated that, and I wanted to show my gratitude.
Well, yeah, loyal to the club, not so loyal to the number. But
wow, you guys are hung up on the number. Hung up. He's
mate, we're
about
very
the
hung up
38
on that number.
Guernsey.
I'm telling you, I forked out big time for that number 38 Guernsey because I am a massive Hawthorn fan, as all the listeners know. But Lockie, you had something there?
Yeah, and obviously, so we'll leave the number behind, but I'll tell you who's not being left behind is that James Sicily, he's back. I mean, how good is it to have Sis in the back line? I think you mentioned last time how even though he wasn't playing last year, it's like having a second captain. His leadership's unparalleled, mate. What is it like to actually be able to take the field with him?
Oh, it's amazing. Sis is amazing at seeing the game, like reading the play, but just seeing the game, seeing things that are happening. So I know that if I ever am unsure about anything, I'll go to Sis and he'll be able to give me the mental clarity I need. So he's been instrumental in my development. I've been latching onto him a bit after trainings and sort of seeing what he does and asking his opinion on certain things. So yeah, I think he's been instrumental in my development this year.
And mate, Sicily coming back is absolutely huge, as you said. And Lockie and I did our ladder predictions, and I was thinking, Sicily coming back, that really, really is big. I reckon that could make Hawthorn improve a lot. So I had you guys pushing for the 8. I'm not just doing this to impress you or anything, I must say. So, like, most people didn't have you quite that high. Do you reckon you can push for the 8 this year? Are you feeling it?
Oh, absolutely. The sky's the limit. I think there's no limit to what a squad or team can do when they put their mind to things. You know, we've got a brand new coach, brand new system, and there's going to be a bit of an adjustment period. But depending on how well we take it and how well we can all sort of get the job done, we'll sort of determine our ladder position. But yeah, I'd be rude to say that we weren't pushing for a finals berth. I mean, I don't think you find any club that say they aren't pushing for that. So no, we're just gonna put our best foot forward, and if that's the way that it takes us, then you beauty.
Yeah, perfect, mate, perfect. And you've touched it on a fair bit. New coach. So tell us a little bit more what it's like playing under Sam Mitchell.
Yeah, Sam's super hands-on. It's really, really, really good. He's got a great relationship with every player, and I think that gives him the best ability to give really good feedback depending on how the player will best take it. So yeah, his specificity towards each player individually is a really, really good trait to have as a coach, and I can't see him losing that through the mundane crap that is AFL football. So, no, I think Sam's very good, and I think a lot of the boys have a lot of respect for him. So he's learning the ropes as he's new, but I have no doubt he'll be a great coach.
Yeah, sounds like he's doing a tremendous job down there, but obviously he was still involved in the club last year. Like, I think, was he the coach of the VFL program last year? Or so have you noticed anything different, or has he been pretty much exactly the same?
Pretty much exactly the same. He sort of has his pillars, and he brought that. So he's, a lot of things that he really drove hard at Box Hill, and then the simplicity of that stayed when he brought it to the Hawthorn list. So there's some things that have been ramped up in terms of details and all that, but the overall message is very similar with Sam, which is a really refreshing thing to come from a senior coach.
So what should we expect from the Sam Mitchell-led Hawks this year at Denver?
Hopefully just lots of wins. Like, wouldn't that be great? Lots of goals, like just attacking brand. We're gonna really push for to play as fast as we can and try and really just really bring it to our opposition. So hopefully that's what you guys will see.
Yeah, how have you felt like the boys have gone through the first couple of preseason games? Because I think you played Richmond, maybe, was it down in Tassie? And then you also played Collingwood in just in a scratchy, mate. How did you find it the first couple of games?
Yeah, I think we played Collingwood first, and there was a few things we sort of went into that game a bit unclear, and Sam's ability to recognise that and then simplify coming into the Richmond game was really, really instrumental. I mean, we still lost against Richmond, which is a very highly talented team, but we sort of nailed in on a few things that we needed to work on, and I think that really held us in good stead for this year coming up. Your
personal goals for this year, you got on the park 5 times last year, as you were mentioning before. So looking to improve on that, obviously, hopefully. Being named in round 1, which we'll touch on later, but tell us what you're aiming for this year, Denver.
Oh, just to put some consistent footy together. I'd like to. I think when I'm playing my best footy, I'm the best player I can be for the team, and I think as long as I can bring that with me this year, I think I'll give 100% effort for the Hawthorn team, and hopefully some success will follow that. But in terms of personal goals, I've got some small goals in regards to my weight and nutrition and things like that. But yeah, just 100% to play consistent footy and stay in the best 22.
Can you tell us a little bit more about those weight and nutrition goals?
Yeah,
Not
so
too much
I,
Uber Eats. Nah.
yeah, no Uber Eats, no Maccas after a late night. No, just trying to. I got quite sick before the Christmas. I had an iron infusion, and then just it knocked me about for a few days, and I wasn't able to eat, and ended up losing about 4 kilos. So just trying to rebuild my strength. So I'm back up to about 84 kilos now. So put on about 6 kilos since Christmas, which is good, but also at the same time trying to manage that whilst not breaking down and overloading my body, which has been a challenge, but it's a new challenge and something I'm going to have to face throughout my career. So it's been good.
Geez, yeah, you've had a pretty tough start to it. First was obviously injuries, and now the iron deficiency. How do you plan on managing that throughout? And also how frustrating it must be that just when you think your body's feeling okay, then something else happens with your health.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a frustrating thing, but I've spoken a lot to Connor Downey, who was drafted with me, who has sadly broken down with a few injuries, few niggles back to back, and at first it's super easy to just fall into this hole of pity and anger, but there's nothing that comes of that. So working with the psych and trying to develop strategies to best attack your prehab and focus on getting the best help that you can in order to make sure it doesn't happen again is a massive focus. So, but yeah, we do a lot of prehab, which is prehabilitation, making sure that we give our bodies the best chance to not break down and remain strong throughout the whole season. So just focusing on that, I reckon, gives me the best chance.
And you, as mentioned before, been named in the round 1 team. Just tonight, you got a Zoom meeting in about 10 minutes, so we've got to race through this last bit here. But yeah, named against North Melbourne, Sunday, 1:10 at the G. Very, very exciting stuff. How are you feeling about that game? You feeling good?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's always an honour to be named in a round 1 side. I missed out last year, which was a bit of a bummer, but yeah, to come back in this year and put my name up for selection was a real honour to eventually get picked. So yeah, I got a game this weekend, and it's going to get into preparation mode. Probably starting tomorrow. Go get a haircut. Start focusing on the hydration, nutrition. As you can probably see, I'm getting a bit long up top. So just trying to take it a day at a time. We got a Barras Yama, which is captain's run on Saturday. So just taking it day by day.
And quick thoughts on North Melbourne, wooden spoon last year, but lots of people have got them rising up a bit.
Yeah, well, they've recruited some great picks. You know, Jason Horne-Francis, you can't look past pick 1. He's a well-rounded player, so fingers crossed I get to spend a bit of time on him when he comes down forward, and I think he likes to run and jump, which is exactly what I like to do. So hopefully I can teach him a lesson.
I think Denver's planning on putting his knee in the back of his head.
Unofficially.
No, just mucking around. But I want to know, so if Hawthorn isn't in it, so we're taking Hawthorn out of the equation, who do you think will win the AFL Premiership in 2022?
Oh, I think it'd be rude not to look past the Melbourne Demons. I think they're a class above. I'm good friends with Track. Christian Petrarca, and yeah, I think he's an absolute bull, and I think he's going to be one of those unstoppable mids for a long time. So I'm going to back the Melbourne Demons in.
Plenty of people are, but finally, the final question that we always ask on this, it's always, what's your life philosophy? We've asked that twice, and we think you're probably going to give the same answer a third time, and you've said have courage and be kind, but can you tell us about a time perhaps in the off-season, pre-season, the last 6 months since we last spoken to you, maybe a time where you've thought about that or really used that?
Yeah, I think especially early post-Christmas in the pre-season, I was really struggling mentally with just the challenges of pre-season, not being able to see the family over Christmas and not seeing the Dale, seeing the girlfriend. So, yeah, it was a bit of a battle mentally, and I sort of went into the club with a bit of a pessimistic mindset, which was really not good for my footy. So I think I was probably about 6 or 7 weeks ago, I sort of decided that it was enough of the wallowing in self-pity. So, I had courage and be kind was my focus coming into the later 6 weeks, leading into round 1.
Did you talk to people to kind of make that decision to stop wallowing in self-pity, or was it entirely kind of your own choice to do that?
Yeah, it was a bit of my own volition, I reckon. I can quite literally remember exactly where I was. I was in the car Woke up, was tired after only sleeping 6 hours or something, and I remember I'm going to be very specific. I was turning off Warrigal going onto the Monash Freeway. I was at the lights before you filter onto the freeway, and I just took a deep breath and went, I've had enough. Like, I'm just going to walk into the club with a smile and just take it day by day and, stop living in this mindset of worrying about the training session coming up or the training session that's just been. I was just going to focus on the present, and that, sort of gave me the ability to launch from there. Yeah,
did you do a lot of mindset stuff at the club previously from that? Previously before that?
Yeah, we do mindfulness most days, pre meetings and things like that. It's a really, really good way to start off the day. Get the mind back into the present. Some goal setting for the day, things like that. So setting your intentions, which can be really crucial, but I found it extremely beneficial.
Was that a thing that you did at all before? I know we said final question about 3 minutes ago, but one more, Denver. One more.
You're right.
Did you know anything about mindfulness before stepping into this professional AFL environment? Because it's not, maybe more so now, but previously it wasn't considered a very masculine, tough guy thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my mum, Mandy, she's been really, really good in that regard. She came up with the "Have courage and be kind" quote. But she's been super big on being in the present, not being optimistic, not being pessimistic, not looking too far forward, but at the same time, staying positive. So, no, I've known of mindfulness. I haven't really put too much time into it, but now I'm at the Hawks, so I'm finding myself doing it every day.
Yeah, perfect, mate. Perfect, mate. It's great that it's getting results, and I think we better wrap up here. We know you have a meeting. I don't think it'll be the best thing if round one team meeting you're late to. So we'll let you go here, mate. Hopefully your mum, I love the quote, can get over for a few games this year. Has you been able to watch it yet?
No, not yet. Not in person.
Fingers crossed then. Fingers crossed, mate. Well, we'll let you go here. Thank you so much for jumping on, mate, as always.
Pleasure's mine. Thank you for having me, guys.
Really appreciate it, mate. Thanks very much. And listeners, stick around for a sec because we've got a couple of things to say after the show. But Denver, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much again, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Now, guys, thank you very much for sticking around. We don't usually do outros. We haven't done one for a long, long time, but we've got quite a big announcement here at Where Do We Begin. Lockie, you got something to say?
Yeah, it's a bit sad to say, but I'm stepping away from the podcast. I just want to focus on the mid-season draft. I've had all 18 clubs contact me. Nah, just kidding. I'm unfortunately heading into full-time work this year. Incredibly busy, and I just don't quite have the time to put the same energy required, but I'll still definitely try to pop on every now and then. But to be honest, I think this is probably better for the podcast and the listeners because you are in amazing hands. I mean, Harper just puts so much time and energy and just love into the podcast, and man, I think it's going to become real special with just him at the helm. So I can't wait to listen along for the journey. Harper, you're a great man. It's been an honour to work alongside you for the last year and a half, and I just can't wait to see where you take this thing, mate, because I think the sky is the limit. The stratosphere is the limit for you. And I'm going to cut you off here, say thanks for the listeners so you can't say anything nice about me, mate, but seriously, it's been a pleasure, man. So thank you so much, and thank you for all the support from everyone. Cheers.